the the actual rebellions or the revolutions that were going on
Yeah,
in
Mackandal.
Haiti. Right. So what I was saying was like a lot of the Africans that were taken over were taken from like West Africa and the Sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of their cultures mashed together, including with the Christian culture, which then births like voodoo.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a lot of mini revolts that were going on all before the big Haitian revolt.
Yeah.
In 1791 was when the first big Haitian revolt started.
Mm.
But even before then, you had other revolts. And a lot of what would happen is when a lot of people got brought, a lot of the Africans got brought here, they would escape. Like some would immediately escape as soon as they got here, but others would escape later, and they would go into the mountains of Haiti, and they were called the Maroons. So you had a Maroon whose name was Mackandal, and he was one of the first biggest, one of the first big revolts in Haitian history, where he was on a plantation as a slave. He escapes, becomes a Maroon, and he was also a voodoo priest and a herbalist. So he knew all the plants of the land.
Right.
So what he would do is find the plants that were poisonous, and he would actually poison a lot of the slave masters. And he would also poison black people who wasn't on his side, what he called the black collaborators, people that were collaborating with the white slave masters, people we would call coons today, or Uncle Toms and whatnot, people that aren't really on your side.
Right.
So he was like, I don't care if you black, you gonna get this work. If you're not on my side, you gonna get poisoned too. So he would poison their water supply and poison their animals, and he would have people that were working with him that worked in like the slave kitchens and stuff like that, and he would have them poisoning their food. So a lot of them are just dying off, right?
Yeah.
And he would
That's
also
crazy.
attack some of the plantations, like burn them and stuff. But they eventually caught him because of a black collaborator. They caught him and they burnt him at the stake. And this was around the 1750s.
Wow.
Like in around that time, 1750s. So they find him and they burn him at the stake. And one of the stories behind him is there's two stories of what happened at his death. And one of them is that he actually didn't die. When they burned him, he turned into a creature, like a flying creature, either a bird or like a bug or something like that. And he flew away and never died.
Wow.
The second story I've heard of Mackandal is that when he was being burnt at the stake, he said, I'm not gonna die, I'm gonna come back as a mosquito. And that seems confusing at first, but a lot of people think that ties into when a lot of the French people came to fight against the Haitians, that a lot of them died from yellow fever and malaria and diseases that are brought upon by mosquitoes. So people think that that's just like another prophecy that he, told. Either it's a prophecy or like directly that he was the mosquitoes. Like he sent.
That's crazy.
He did come back as a mosquito, and
gotcha, nigga.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, y'all thought I was gone? Said, what's good, nigga? Y'all was talking all that good shit.
All that shit. Trying to burn me and shit.
So that was the revolt of Mackandal.
Wow. And this is all before.
Yeah, all before the big Haitian revolt in 1791.
And it's crazy because it's like how many other, Mackandals.
Right, stuff that we don't even know about.
Right.
A lot of that wasn't written down. But or if it was probably burnt or done away with because they don't want black people knowing about this so that they can revolt. Right. So after Mackandal pretty much sparked something in the Haitian people. Because when they burnt him at the stake, the white people thought like, we're doing this so we can like put down the rebellion and discourage people from wanting to do this again. But it didn't do that. They was like, oh, we can like, really do something. You know what I mean? Like now they were charged up. That it really sparked something in them. So there was another small revolt before the big one too, and it was started by this dude Vincent Oger. But he was a mulatto. So the way that like a lot of the structure was in that society, much like it was in any other like slave society in America or in the Caribbeans, is you had white people that were raping and having children with some of the black people. And those would be biracial, or what some people in some of the countries call mulatto kids. And in Haiti in particular, or in the colony of Saint-Domingue, they would have these they weren't slaves. A lot of them would be allowed to be free, but they just didn't have any rights. So they weren't able to own land or weren't able to really do anything, and they still had to answer to white people all the time. And they didn't like that either. So there was this one mulatto guy, Vincent Oger, who started a revolt, and it started attacking plantations and stuff before the big revolt. And his revolt definitely got put down as well. But once again, these are things that are like sparking the Haitian people, or the people on the slaves on the colony of Saint-Domingue. Now you get to the big revolt. In this story, like I said, like we all know. Well, if you're Haitian, more than likely you know of Toussaint Louverture, who is glorified as like a great military man who helped free the Haitian people, and get their independence. But he didn't start the revolt. He didn't start the revolution. So in